Today in this video, I'm going to be helping you guys master the DragBat strategy here at Town Hall 11. We're going to be going over tips and tricks that you guys should know when you use this strategy, as well as key placement for those bat spells. Stay tuned. So, DragBat, definitely a very common strategy now in the meta. However, how do you use it? How do you master this? I've seen it where people have failed with this attack. They don't know how to use it. So, kind of giving people a really good way to master this strategy. So, I think the biggest thing of this strategy is almost treat it like a falcon attack, except it's mass dragon. So what you want to do with this strategy mainly is set a funnel. And what you'll see with Matt the Mighty is he's going to set a really good funnel. If you can pick off some of these buildings with like very minimal troop space, so like a baby dragon, minions, barbarian, king, archer, queen, if you can get them without taking damage or using expensive troops like a dragon, then you are perfectly fine. Just because it will give you a really good funnel in the end. So what you really want to do is setting the funnel allows your dragons to then go into the base. And what you'll see with what Matt the Mighty does here is that he's going to just allow that funnel to be set and doesn't even have to worry about that first air defense because of the queen. So it's a really good idea to keep in mind. And you also want to make sure that you keep your Grand Warden on air. You will regret having him on ground if you have him on there. Now, sending in the dragons is a little bit interesting. What you'll see is where the infernos are adjacent here, and what this is going to allow is for the bat spells to be placed either with the multi or away from it. Now, what you'll see is that you could use the bats away from the multi. However, in this example, the Stone Slimer is actually going to get rid of those two air defenses with pretty easy. And the bat spells are going to come in with the multi. So basically, you have a really good option if the splash is all on this side and right over here, then it might be a good idea to send in a Stone Slimer here to take that out, and then use the bats to take out the other side of splash. That's usually a good idea. That's something that I recommend. It's all up to you. We're going to show you guys another two examples where it kind of goes differently, where instead of the Stone Slimer on the back end, you're going to see the Stone Slimer going in. But this gives you guys an option to use this strategy or this way of using it at Town Hall 11. Definitely really fun to try out. I would recommend trying out in just farming raids and then start getting used to it in war. It's definitely a very strong army, so I highly recommend. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next example. Now, in this example, you'll see is that Altered Reality has a golem, and this is really unique, really different, something that you guys can try out, something to try on FCs or whatever. However, what you'll see with what Altered Reality does here is he uses it with the queen to tank. Even though she isn't going to be able to get an air defense, she's setting a very good funnel, and that's exactly what the purpose of this is. What you'll also see with what he does with this attack is he's going to use the king on one side and then as well as the Electro Dragon there to kind of help set the funnel. Now, he's using the Stone Slimer with the loons and the dragons here to keep them up through the base, and you're going to see why. He wasn't going to be able to get an air defense, so it's better to have it in there as kind of like a Lava Hound-ish siege machine. So basically what this is going to allow him to do is get to the multi that is over here a little bit quicker, allowing the dragons and the loons and all of that to get towards that multi. You want to make sure that if you're going to use it, definitely use the bat spells on the opposite side where they're going to be able to take out any point defenses. Don't forget your freeze. Freeze those splash like the multi-target or the wizard towers depending on what's on the back end, especially wizard towers. But other than that, it's a very simple strategy to learn. Using the golem there is a little bit more unique, allowing for more tankage there. Despite not getting an air defense, it was still a really good attack, and definitely kind of want to learn from this example. And kind of what this strategy really did right on this base was that you had the multis right here and right here, so you kind of didn't have any splash, over here. This actually made it easy so that when he entered into the base, the dragons kind of went like that and not like around the base like over here. So instead, basically what happened is that he was able to get the 3-star really easily with it. And definitely, it's just base identification. You can see really why this strategy is effective. Let's go ahead and take a look at the final replay. Alright, so we got the final example here, and what you'll see with this base is the heavy amount of splash. The biggest thing I want you guys to take away from this base is that when you have a lot of splash on one side of the base, you really want to make sure, well, that's a really good area to just come in with the dragons. Just because there's not enough splash on the opposite side to stop 7 bat spells, which is a ton of bats, like over some sort of amount. But what you'll see with what Falco does is he does a really good job at basically identifying, hey, this base has most of the multis, or both multis and most of the wizard towers on one side of the base. Perfect. Another thing that it also is going to be, he's going to use to his advantage, is all the air defenses are on one side of the base. This actually allows him to basically really get a lot of good value with his bat spells, and you'll see a little bit later on. But you can see is that he did forget to put his Grand Warden on air. However, that is completely fine still. That Grand Warden is still going to help them, and he's going to pop it when it's absolutely necessary. And using it within that tornado trap, since 1, they do still take damage, and 2, you have the clan castle troops, it's kind of really difficult. Now, notice where he places that bat spell. He's going to place it right on the multi, or I'm sorry, he's going to place it right on the wizard tower, and notice how it's going to take it out, and then the bats are going to overwhelm every single point defense there, and they're going to take out all of the air defenses and the eagle artillery. So you can kind of see where he really identified it well, where he could get all the air defenses, take advantage of that, get rid of literally most of the splash buildings on one side of the base, and then let the dragons and the loons go through. Using a haste is another really good option that I can give you guys. It's a really, really powerful tool when you're using this strategy. You want to make sure that when you do use a haste, if you do, then you want to bring more loons, and you want to be able to get that done. So definitely try this strategy out. I gave you guys 3 awesome examples, so hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, 1, leave a like and subscribe for more content. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully you guys will help us to get there. And if you guys did enjoy, please share with your clanmates so that they can become better attackers here at Town Hall 11 and master the DragBat strategy. And if you guys want to join the X Humanity family, the link to it should be working in the description below, as well as go ahead and join my Discord and follow me on Twitter. Those links are also in the description below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for coming to the video, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Corrupt, signing out.